Hi guys, this is just going to be a quick video on how to teach touch, okay? So 2 reasons I normally use touch. One is just to make it a fun, engaging game, but more importantly, it's going to help break that fixation when you're out on a walk and the dog has seen something, whether that's a person, a dog, wildlife, or any other life reward that is causing too much of a stimulus where they're a bit distracted. So we'll just use touch in order to distract them from that stimuli, okay? Right, before we teach any behaviour, okay, like I always say, make sure you've got a lead and a collar on, okay? So I've got Helga on the long line. You don't need to touch it, it can lay on the floor. It's just in case she decides that she'd rather go and play with Boz, who's slightly behind Stace. I can grab hold of her and bring her back into training, okay? So all we're gonna do for phase 1 of touch is just initiate that nose to hand, okay? You don't want a massive distance, you don't want to be this far away. It's literally nose, hand, slightest little touch, and just reward it. Do not teach the word touch until you've taught the behaviour. Like I say about all behaviours, don't rush to teach the word because they need to know what the behaviour is first. Okay, so this is how we start. As you can see, I've got a treat hierarchy, okay, and because I'm teaching a new behaviour, I'm going to use cheese, which is higher value than biscuits. It's going to make her work a little bit harder, and then that is going to get a better result, okay? Right, so if you come to me, good. That's all we're doing is just hand slightly away, touch, okay? That's all we're doing, guys. Hand slightly away, good girl. We're just rewarding that touch. This is all you need to do for the first phase, and make sure you get this ironclad before we make it any harder. Good girl. Okay guys, so second phase of the touch now is just going to increase that distance a little bit, okay? And then we're going to test that threshold to see how responsive Helga is to it, and then we'll decide based on her behaviour whether we're going to implement the word of command yet, or whether we're going to make it a little bit harder first, okay? So all we're going to do, hand slightly further away, and just wait for her to make that choice. Don't prompt her, don't say anything to her, just let her make that choice. There, okay. Good. Can switch hands, make it more difficult. Here. Good. Good girl. Good. Right, because she's still a little bit iffy with it, okay, we're going to increase that distance a little bit more before we give that touch, okay? So it's going to be all the way over here. Touch. Good girl. Now all the way over here. Stop jumping up. Touch. Good girl. Touch. Good girl. Okay, so all I'm doing is moving that lure and making sure she knows, touch, good girl, what I want. Okay, she's jumping up a little bit, it's just because she's excitable, but that's fine. So she comes over, touch, good girl. Touch, good girl. Last one. Touch, good girl. Oh, sorry, Babs, I dropped it. So what you find, so where she's putting her paw, don't worry too much about that. That's all her doing is trying to secure your hand from moving so she gets that treat a little bit earlier. Being the typical little brat she is, she just wants the cheese. Don't worry about that, guys. That will phase out when she learns that it's just an easier method to just get that touch in and get the food instead. Okay, so phase 3 now is where we make it a little bit of a fun game, and we're going to do it on the move. So this is going to help with your stimuli and reactivity, whether that's positive or negative, okay? What you tend to find is once you've taught that command, if they're fixated on something, you will need to give a short, sharp command to get that touch to catch their attention. So it'll just be a case of, in this instance, Helga touch, good girl, and lead her away, okay? Just to snap that attention. If you don't need to, then obviously you can put your hand in front and give the touch command. Be mindful, if it's aggression over reactivity, you don't want to be putting your hand too close to their face. You may end up with a bite. So common sense does apply on that one, okay? So all we're going to do now is sort of teach it on the move, make it a bit of a fun chase game, but still training benefit in the end, okay? What you might find as well is they'll see that the treat is in your hand when your touch is on the other hand. So all you need to do to eradicate that is move the treat out of play, okay? Right, Helgs, here. Good, touch. Touch, touch, yes, good girl, touch, 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 good girl, okay, touch, touch, good girl. And that's all there is to it, guys. As you can see, I'm purposely moving her. So if you imagine the stimuli was over here, I have then moved her 180 degrees to turn her back to it, okay? And that's all you need to do. She's fixated, he's fixated on something, have their back to it. So if they're facing it, bring them round 180 degrees, let them allow to get that touch after you do the half circle, bang, reward, and then keep that attention, whether you scatter feed, whether you keep that eye engagement or you keep playing touch into a down, whatever the case may be, you just need to shift their body positioning so they're no longer fixated on that stimuli.